Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What's up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's going on?
Okay, so we have a new episode that we're going to go down today because it kind of needs to be dealt with. What we're kind of understanding is that where we live here in Southern California is it has an
Acute and chronic.
acute and
And chronic.
chronic walker. The walker here is like remember in Star Wars, the force is strong with these ones.
Yeah.
That's what's going on here.
We're like in deep Walkerville.
The
That's where we live, deep
we
Walkerville. In
live in
case anybody
deep,
wanted to know where we
yeah,
live.
you gotta
That's
travel
that's what it is.
you gotta travel through the main town of Walkerville into like the deep
The
part of it.
deep crevices.
Yeah, we're like totally in deep. And you know what I notice is um being a walker is a stupor.
It is.
And these people are in like a deep stupor.
They're so oblivious. So yesterday I was on like my morning walk and I told you about this. I was walking down the sidewalk and it's like a pretty wide sidewalk, like, like it's a nice sidewalk.
Yeah.
And I literally like I crossed a road, a busy road, and got onto this sidewalk and I was walking on this sidewalk and there was a lady standing there and like she had her back to me and she literally turned around like the other way. It's really hard to describe, but she was able to like never even know that I was like 2 inches away from her. Like she literally turned around from the sidewalk and
Like
started walking.
intentionally avoided eye contact with you.
No, it was like she had no clue I was even there. Like I could have been a mugger and totally like just grabbed her purse or whatever. She had no awareness of her,
Facial
no
awareness,
spatial awareness.
no situational awareness. That's how
No,
these people are. They
yeah.
walk around with their head lodged up their
It was
ass.
like unbelievable to see this. Like, you know how we always talk about Dory, how they're really Dory. They don't remember
Yeah.
from like 5 minutes before. Well, this is the same kind of thing. Even, they're not even aware of like what's around them.
I think what you're talking about is
Like it wasn't like I
this
was in a crowded place and she didn't
no.
know. I mean, it was just me and her on this sidewalk, and she literally like did not know I like I had to walk around her because she was in the middle of the sidewalk, and she never even saw me. That's
It's
what
two
it was.
things. It's two things. It's inconsiderate
Yeah,
and oblivious.
oblivious. I mean, it would be inconsiderate if she knew I was there, but she didn't even know I was there.
Just completely oblivious to what's going on around you.
Hmm.
That's very typical. And you know, what I think is going on is these people are in a very, very gnarly stupor. The analogy would be like, okay, you go hang out with some people who are drinking beer.
Yeah.
They're drunk, but they're beer drunk. Then you go hang out with people who are high on acid and meth at the same time.
Oh boy.
And that's kind of like where we live.
Totally.
Those walkers are gnarly.
Yeah.
They like
They don't just have like a buzz, a beer buzz. They've got like a deep, like,
I remember when I was going to college, I took the bus up to campus one time, and these girls got on the bus and they were high on either acid or ecstasy. And when someone's high on those really gnarly, powerful drugs, you can tell immediately. They're like not able to hide the fact that they're completely high. That's kind of what's going on
yeah.
with people around here. Like they're so like when I go to our libraries or I go to any kind of public area, I look around and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with these people?
They're all walkers and they're oblivious.
They drive horribly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you gotta watch out for them.
I mean, they drive horribly.
Yeah.
You go to a restaurant, the service is horrible.
Yeah. I mean, they just don't, they have no awareness of what's going on around them, like in the world or even right in front of them. And so yesterday after I made my way around this one lady on the sidewalk, I continued walking and I go through this little tiny park and I see another walker and she's walking her dog. Um, and there's nobody else around. It's just me and her. She's walking her dog and she's got a mask on, but it's like below her nose. And I'm like, I don't really get that. Is that so like it when like when she passes somebody that she feels is like germy, she can pull it up real quick?
Has nothing
What
to do with the
what is
virus.
what is that?
That's her identity now.
She never took it off
Well,
after the
we talked
cooties.
about how we talked
Oh,
about how
cooties is making a comeback.
the cooties making a comeback, and we talked about how these people are MK Ultra
Right.
and they get activated. And I think Peter Hotez might have come out
Oh,
and
the
he was like,
little
"You should
weasel.
wear your mask, and we got another outbreak coming."
Yeah.
And I think he's like a pinch. He's an activator.
Oh yeah.
So these people are wearing masks. I mean, look around today. You
Yeah.
see people wearing
I
masks.
know it's weird.
It's like 90 degrees outside. It's like not 90, maybe it's like 78.
Yeah.
So we know that they said that cooties doesn't live in higher than like I think it was like 75 degrees.
Yeah.
It dies.
Well, and did you notice outside before we came in to record, there was that bicycle parked out there and it had like two dirty
Masks.
masks hanging from the handlebars? Like somebody was going to put those dirty masks on for whatever reason. I mean,
They're bringing it out
there's
again.
more germs in that than there could possibly be by breathing fresh air. I mean, it was
Well,
so
what do we know
disgusting.
about walkers? Walkers are in a stupor and the media controls them.
Right.
Wearing a mask is a media driven behavior
Yeah.
because it doesn't make rational sense. It has nothing to do with the disease.
No. I mean,
Media activates them. It's like scratching a Tesla. There's a camera on the Tesla.
yeah.
I'm gonna go get my nipple pierced. It's like these people aren't. They're not making rational decisions
No.
based on, well, wow, this is data. No, this is like these people are
Whatever they're told to do.
all of the people in our area. They have been rendered into a hypnotic state. I almost think that's where they're at.
They are. It's a hypnotic state. They're being hypnotized by the mainstream media for sure. Yeah.
5G,
5G,
chemtrails,
right. It's
probably big shawarma.
most of them are, well, I'm sure all of those people are
Some
suffering from
semblance,
some kind of big shawarma.
some big shawarma.
Yeah.
So big shawarma has mind control,
Yeah.
and what I noticed too is they're not happy.
No.
They don't have joy.
No.
They're not alive.
They're not really alive.
They kind of like you go talk to
Just
them
like
and
zombies.
yeah, you just get these real canned responses out of them and they're kind of like NPCs.
Yeah. Maybe they're NPCs.
I'm thinking
Maybe that's what they
they've been
are.
rendered NPCs because
Yeah.
why is that conducive for the culture club?
I just had an epiphany.
Epiphany, ding, ding, ding.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, you know how the Pokey Pokes were patented, and remember we saw like people reporting on the fact that if you got a Pokey Poke, you were genetically modified
You're now a
and
product.
you're now a product of that corporation that has
Hmm.
the patent. So, oh my gosh, what if that is turning these people into NPCs?
Totally. I agree. I've
Yeah,
always thought that the
yeah.
Pokies were definitely some kind of a mind control.
Yeah.
But then they
So
probably they probably go and reinforce that mind control with more big shawarma.
so they're not even really like playing the game anymore.
No, no.
They're just in the game as
They've been rendered into a hypnotic state.
yeah, they're in this game for us to interact with.
Yes.
To
We
to help our experience, but
like the girl
we don't really need them.
here's an example. So okay, so and it can be young people and old people. This is
All right, we've talked about little mini walkers.
so I went in to get my daughter a smoothie,
Mhm.
and the total was $7.91, and I gave her a 20, and she had to
Mm.
pull out a calculator and do the math in order to give me my change.
Oh, she had to get out the calculator.
Yeah.
Well, they can't do that kind of math.
1209. Your
That's
change is 1209. They had
complicated.
that's complicated. So, these people have been rendered into this like almost like catatonic state.
Right.
They're almost catatonic. But the thing that I'm starting to think is I think people have been rendered into a catatonic state across the country,
Mhm.
but here there's a especially potent state. And it's
Yeah,
because even though they've been rendered into a catatonic state, the media still has them believing that they're cool because they're in California.
right. Well,
So they're getting tattoos and wearing baggy pants.
yeah, and we did that whole episode on our Walkers Regional because I kind of witnessed that with my own eyes that there are more walkers in some areas than others, and the level of walkers is more acute in some areas. You know what I
Like what
mean?
you're saying is the stupor that they're in is more pronounced.
Right. It's a deeper stupor.
It's a
It's a
deeper
super
stupor because some people are
super
kind of
stupor.
like you might go to like I know you went to South Carolina. You kind of got to compare and contrast.
Yeah.
But I still maintain there's walkers in South Carolina.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
think that they're drinking Fox News
Yeah.
Kool-Aid and probably, like Charlie Kirk, and they're like really into that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
And I
totally.
know he had bad news today about
Mhm.
he got shot, although I don't want to get too much into it, but that could have been a script and that could have he kind of got voted off the island. But
Possibly.
I'm just saying in South Carolina, there might be people who are drinking that Kool-Aid, and the stupor is not that pronounced.
Right.
They're still regular people. They
Yeah.
just happen to be kind of like I have friends that are like that.
Yeah.
They are still kind of in the Trump cult,
Yeah.
and they kind of believe, look at all the good stuff Trump's doing. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Let's celebrate the wins.
let's celebrate the wins. And I can still talk with somebody like that. They're kind of like, they're having a beer,
Yeah.
but they're not on acid and speed in the negative. Yeah,
These
those people are completely.
the people that we're dealing with on a daily basis in Deep Walkerville, they're like on acid, speed, meth, and ecstasy, and
You're
maybe heroin too.
Yeah, like their eyes are bloodshot and they got a 10,000 yard stare. And you're going, can I communicate with this person at
It's
all?
like almost impossible.
And it's kind of overwhelming because it's kind of daunting how many there are.
I know. It gets kind of like frustrating and a little depressing at times, but then we talk about it and that helps, but just like being entrenched in this deep Walkerville is like, why are we here?
Why or what?
Why are we here?
Why do we live here?
Why do we live here? Why are we in deep Walkerville?
Well, you're looking to probably go to South Carolina pretty soon, right?
Maybe.
You know?
But some of us, I mean, do some of us have to stay in these places to try to turn the ship around?
Well,
Do you think?
I believe that people, if they follow their hearts, they're gonna be where they're supposed to be.
Hmm.
And if you're where you're supposed to be, then you're where you're supposed to be. And if you're
Kind of
surrounded by
like your
walkers,
horoscope.
yeah, and kind of. No, but I mean it. Like if you're where you're supposed to be and you happen to be surrounded by walkers, then you have to kind of go, you know what?
Have to make the
These
best of it.
people, like in the Bible, it says, love your neighbor. These people are my neighbors now. So I
Yeah.
need to love them. And what I can do maybe is just be the best person that I can be. What I struggle with is not getting Eeyore around.
Yeah.
I gotta stay Tiggered
You got to stay tiggered. Sometimes that's hard.
because that's what separates a walker from a living person is being Tiggered.
I know.
Walkers can't be Tigger.
No.
They're all Eeyore.
They're Eeyore because they're living in constant Groundhog Day and
Mhm.
suffering from total nonstop Doryism.
Let's talk about that. So, what creates a walker? So, first of all, we're all being bombarded with chemicals and 5G and all kinds of negative messaging from the media.
Right.
All of us are,
Yeah.
but you and I are not walkers.
No.
We've defined that, and
Yeah.
now we might be biased and whatever, but we're not one.
Think if we know we're not walkers, then we're not walkers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
the
yeah.
walkers would be like, "What?"
A walker is not
Well,
able to acknowledge that they're a walker.
they don't even know what a walker is.
No, they're like they're not self-aware. so we're not walkers. So what made us not walkers? It's, you know, we are able to somehow not get rendered into that stupor. What is the rudiments of what allows us people to get into a stupor? I think it's fear. I think
Hmm.
one thing that you and I have in common, I've noticed, is we have courage.
Right.
We're not just going to go drink Kool-Aid because we're afraid.
Yeah,
That's what walkers, I think walkers are cowards. I hate to say it.
they are because the news tells them something and
Yeah.
terrifies them, and then they go run out and get like eight pokey pokes
And they're
because
afraid
they,
to question it.
because, yeah, because they don't question it and they got scared.
Because what happened when we questioned the Pokies? We got kind of alienated.
Hmm.
And there was some pushback, and we even were threatened with maybe not being able to take a cruise or not keep our job.
Yeah,
There was threats.
but we said,
I
well,
don't care.
so what?
Whatever.
I stand for what I stand.
I'm not getting the damn thing.
Yeah.
They're just like,
And look
well,
at what happened. Nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
But then look at them. They're like, well, I had like if you talk
Right.
to
But
them,
I might have lost my job.
yeah. Well, you go there's a few different things. So if you talk to people who've taken the pokey pokies, you say, "Why'd you take the pokey pokey?" And they'll go, "Well, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
I was protecting old people."
I had to go visit my grandma.
And
I
she
did it for grandma.
or we were gonna take a cruise as a family and we had to take it. It's no big deal. Or I had to do it for my job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, none of those are good reasons
Yeah.
to go take something you have no idea what's in it.
Or what it's going to do to you 5 years from now.
You're piercing your nipple on the way to get tacos.
Yeah.
You're not thinking it through. It's like, okay, you don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
That alone should make you have completely like be turned off. Like I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
The inserts are blank.
Yeah. The pharmacist doesn't even know what's in it.
The pharmacist says I shouldn't be doing this, but have a nice day. So, the inserts are blank. Dude,
But these are people who take a cornucopia of big shawarma and don't ever question what's in it because like they're the people who are, they want to lose 10 pounds, so they go get injections in their stomach.
ooh, but there's a new thing.
What?
Ozempic.
Ozempica.
Ozempic. So Ozempic is
Yeah,
walker behavior because
totally.
so now they've got generic Ozempic available down in Mexico.
Right.
So
If you don't want to pay for the real deal,
if you don't want to pay for the real
you can get a
deal,
knock
Ozempic you'll lose 10 pounds. But if you go get the knockoff generic one made in China, sold in Mexico by some, cartel member,
in
then
Tijuana.
you in Tijuana, you just take a trip down there and you get $5 off and you lose 5 pounds.
Right. You might only lose 5 pounds instead of 10,
I feel
but
like
it's
that's a
worth
walker
it.
behavior.
Yeah.
That is a synopsis. That's kind of a little metaphor. Like you're first of all, why are you taking Ozempic? Well, I can't control myself around food. And I want to lose weight. I know that fat is beautiful, but at the same time, I contradict myself and don't want to be
I
fat.
know it's beautiful, but I don't feel like it's beautiful on me.
It's not on me. I think that Lizzo is really beautiful, but I don't want to be like her.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go take my knockoff Ozempic down
Yeah.
in Mexico.
I don't know what's in it, and I can't read the label because it's in Spanish.
So that's kind of indicative. I mean, that's a walker behavior.
You know what that makes me think of, though?
That's so funny. What?
My God.
What?
Like, you know how it's really dangerous? Like, you don't know what's in it. People
Yeah.
are like having paralyzed stomachs and stuff, and like
Yeah.
maybe even worse. Like, what if those people become really upset and depressed about their situation? So the side effect is to order their coffin.
And then they yell, exactly.
But then, like, since it was the Ozempica from Mexico that they
Uh,
got. Does the coffin come with a pinata?
under the pinata.
It's from Mexico too.
They're like,
A pinata in the coffin.
they're like, we know why you're ordering your coffin.
And we're gonna
It's
include a
from
pinata.
Ozempic. There you go. Like you open your coffin, it goes da 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 da, and you gotta close it.
Suddenly you're laying there and there's a piñata and
Ah,
you're like, "This is kinda like a fiesta." You're suddenly not so upset anymore, but it's, like,
ah.
too late. You just start hitting the
How
piñata.
about like as you lay down in the coffin that you order from your Ozempica? So you take Ozempica down to Mexico, and then you get depressed and you go order your coffin, and the Culture Club knows that you got Ozempica down in Mexico, so they send you a coffin that's got a piñata attached. And when you hit the piñata, Ozempic comes out.
Oh,
You get Ozempic. It's kind of like candy.
or what I was thinking was, like, maybe, like, in with all the in with all the Ozempic that comes out, like, one key comes out, and that's the key to unlock your but if you don't find it in time, you're already gassed, it's too late.
You're yeah.
It's
So that's your get out of jail free card.
yeah.
How about this though? How about like you got your coffin, so now you're gonna go lay in it and gas it, but as you're gassing it, there's like a mariachi band. They're like playing where you're like while you
They're like, "But
it's all and you just like you get one of those big sombreros that you like that's cool. You know, and then you just get burned to death and then they're just like, yeah. So I don't know. I'm thinking that's kind of indicative of kind of the walkers in our area. Like these people would go down to Tijuana to get some knockoff Ozempic.
yeah," and not even, like, care what's in it or
And
anything.
on so many levels, that's wrong. Like you can unpack on so many levels why that's wrong. First of all, you're going to get Ozempic. Why? Because you can't go and watch your diet, and you can't go and exercise. You can't do that. You can't control yourself.
No.
So you're going to get Ozempic. But then now it's even worse. He's like, well, not it's not that Gila monster venom in my stomach is bad. I have no qualms about that, but I can get it for cheaper down in Tijuana off some dude down there, like on the street. So you go buy something off some dude on the street
In
in
Mexico.
Tijuana,
Oh.
and you inject it in your stomach to lose 5 pounds.
But this is the mentality of the walkers.
Well, think
They
about
don't
getting the pokey.
they
That
don't
was so
question
gnarly.
anything. They don't question anything. They just walk around like zombies.
You know what I think they do is they're cowards and they wait for cues from the media.
Yeah, and the media is pushing this drug all the time. Like, you can't even turn on, like, look at any kind of social media without an ad coming up, you
Those
know?
epic, yeah.
Yeah,
You know, it's when something is couched that way, the media makes it look like, oh yeah, no, 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 this is what everybody's doing.
it's everywhere.
Did you ever see that movie, The Stepford Wives?
Yes,
You know the
I
Stepford
loved
Wives?
it.
So
They were so gnarly. They were
that's kind of what
yeah,
happens.
they're walkers.
They're walkers. All the Stepford wives, they just go, you know what it kind of reminds
They're
me of is
zombies.
like the hunting wives. And remember, they're all sitting there together.
Yeah,
And Margot is the leader,
yeah,
but the other ones are all in the in crowd.
right.
And it's really important that they're in the in crowd. And I think that's kind of the mentality of walkers. Walkers will do anything to stay in the in crowd.
Yeah, even if the in crowd is just, living in Deep Walkerville and doing what everybody else is doing.
Yeah. And the other thing too is the media. What so you have Margot and her cult. They are going to wait for the media to tell them what the next new thing is. So having sex with Brad is the next new thing. But that's going to go by the wayside. They're going to stop having sex with Brad. They're going to go have sex with somebody else now.
Right,
And it's going to be the next new thing. And that's going to be the seeds are planted by the media. And so they're constantly being guided by the media. That's a walker behavior.
totally.
They're waiting on their cues. And when you have an argument with someone like that, have you ever noticed how blue pilled people will contradict themselves?
Yeah.
They'll completely contradict themselves. But what they'll do is when a news story comes out, there's sometimes it's kind of like a cliffhanger. They haven't been told the next talking
Right,
point.
right.
So if you talk to them right then, they're going to be like, no, 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 not yet. Oh, no, CNN says this. Okay, this is what it is.
Yeah, totally.
That's kind of how walkers are
Yeah,
too.
because they can't really decide what to do on their own. It's funny, I remember having a conversation with a friend once, and I was just talking about how it's weird to me how some people seem to like it's like amazing that they can even manage to get through their days. Like they can't really seem to organize anything. They can barely, they just going to their job is all they can do. And my friend was like, well, most people need to be told what to do. They don't want to decide on their own what to do.
That's
And I
true.
was like, you know what? That's really true.
That's a good point.
Like they have to be told, and that's a Walker mentality. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
To be told, they get up, go to their job, and that's pretty much all they can handle.
you get guided and you don't question and you just stay in the in crowd your whole life.
Hmm.
And that's how you assuage the terror and the fear.
The terror and the fear of making up your own path, making your own decisions.
Yeah, because why is that terrifying?
Yeah.
Why is that terrifying? Because,
Well, you might make the wrong decision,
yeah, or you
and then
might
you're.
be excluded from the in crowd. And to some people, that's terrifying.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Your wife might leave you. One of that. I mean, some dudes' wives might leave them if they start getting red pilled.
Right. Totally.
How many dudes do you know are completely controlled by their wives?
I know a few.
A lot.
Hmm.
And that's a blue pill behavior
Yeah.
to be completely controlled by your wife.
What about wives being completely controlled by their husbands?
Could be. Although
That's blue pill too.
I think these days, a lot more guys are.
Really? You think the guys are the ones that are being controlled?
Yeah, I think that's the media narrative these days is
Oh, right.
men
Men
are
are
cucks.
bad.
Men are cucks.
Yeah,
Like if you look at hunting wives, all the men are cucks.
right.
Like even the sheriff, the big buff sheriff,
I know.
he's getting you know whatted up his booty wang
It's
by
gross.
her. So she's emasculating him
Yeah,
and telling him when to go start investigating the murder.
right.
So that's a media narrative, that's a media dynamic, and
Mhm.
people assume those roles.
You're right.
They go live that
It's
out
social engineering. We talk about that a lot.
because people just go live what the media tells them to do. And that's why I think's happening in our town. I think that's why so many people are walkers, is because the media is driving them to become this Dory.
Do you think like it's so prevalent in our town because we're in California and it draws like these people that you think like what you keep saying is they think they're cool because they're
Hmm.
you think so like
Hmm.
this is like the cool place to live and
These people have a very disgusting mind virus where they justify their toxic media behavior because they think they're cool and they think the reality show is about them. You know,
they want to be starring in the reality show.
have you ever talked to people like this where they actually think that they have a scorecard? And look at their scorecard. It has good vacations and their
Right.
kids are here and this is how many houses they own.
And you know where they keep their scores
Where?
on their Instagrams.
Exactly.
They
That's
post all their
where they have their
pictures,
scorecard.
all their family vacation.
And then you realize, you go, well, wow, your scorecard is completely perfect. But why are you so miserable then? Why are you so unhappy? Why are you so like just boring to be around?
Hmm.
And it's because you're a walker. You got a Tesla and two houses. You're a walker. And it's because you don't think for yourself. You don't actually stand up for anything. You don't, I think that what it comes down to is they don't stand for anything.
That's it. We've talked about that a lot.
They don't stand for
Like a lot of people don't stand for anything.
No.
Yeah.
They go, you for the last 40 years have said Coke is better than Pepsi, and now you just came out and said Pepsi's better than Coke. Why'd you do that? Well, it's more advantageous to me right now to say that. You
Mm.
know, there might be ramifications for me to stick with Coke, so I changed to Pepsi. That's
Did you know those are both owned by the same person?
yeah.
As
You're being
BlackRock.
manipulated. Yeah, because that's kind of the truth too. Like we've talked about that. Like another walker behavior is thinking that there's us and them.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm a Democrat. Trump's a dictator. Or,
Right.
God, things are so much better under Trump. Biden was so bad. It's like you're a walker for falling into that paradigm because that's a total manipulation. You're just going along and you're kind of going and sitting in like um, a car with a bunch of other people that are like-minded. Like my daughter, she has a black kind of LGBTQ friend,
Oh, yeah.
and then she has another kind of black LGBTQ kind of friend. And I was like, why don't you just go like have them hang out together, and then you can just be like a anthropologist and be like, I want to see two African American kind of LGBTQ people. Just you guys hang out. You guys don't like each other. You know what I'm
You
saying?
mean like they don't know each other?
No, they don't know each other, but they're both friends with my daughter. So I was like, why don't you like just put them together and just be like, you guys will probably gel
Oh
because
my
you're
gosh.
both black and you're both LGBTQ,
Right.
you know? But see, it doesn't really work that way. Not necessarily, but that's the way that walkers are. Walkers, you can kind of do that.
Right.
You can say, oh, you think that Trump is good and Elon's good? Here's another person that thinks Trump and Elon are good. Here. And then you guys just go talk, and then they'll be like, oh, yeah, this and this and this and this and this.
Hmm.
And they're like minded. They're in the same bubble, you know?
What does LGBTQ mean? Is she gay or is she, what's the deal? She
I
doesn't
just
know.
identify
She
as
doesn't know.
I'm just kind of open to whatever I do with my legs and
Mm,
spread them and just whatever. I don't know. I mean,
kind of like
basically,
Margot.
kind of like Margot. It's like I do whatever I feel like doing.
Hmm. That
No,
day.
you're
And it's because it's trendy.
You know what it is kids are being taught to become an immoral bottomless pit at a young age. Because if
Totally.
you become an immoral bottomless pit at a young age, chances are you're probably never going to escape being that. Because I'm like in the process of like emerging from being in the moral bottomless pit, and I'm seeing the internal work that I have to do.
Hmm.
You have to learn self control. You have to learn to say no to yourself. You have to learn to have, boundaries and morality.
Right.
All of that stuff takes time and practice and discipline. And those kids are going to have to eventually go through that. And it's a painful process.
Hmm.
Whereas, like with my daughter, I didn't let her become an immoral bottomless pit. She's now 18. She's not in a moral bottomless pit. So I kind of win
Yeah.
because she's not going to ever become that.
You did really good by learning from your mistakes and like making sure that you taught your daughter a better way because
Yeah.
a lot of people make a lot of mistakes or they're immoral bottomless pits or whatever and they just perpetuate the whole situation onto their kids and teach them the same bad behavior
Mm.
and the same immoral bottomless pit
And maybe
stuff.
they justify their behavior because they don't want to come to terms with the fact that it was bad. So they just go, no, 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 it's good. And I'm going to teach my kid to do the same thing. I'm going
Yeah.
to double down on that.
Or they're just too unaware of their bad situation and they just keep it going and teach it, it like passes on to their kids. So
Like
I commend you for
well, I
what you've
think
done.
that's what allowed me to not become a walker because at a young age, I became a bottomless pit, like a lot of people did, but I could never become an immoral bottomless pit.
Right.
I've done immoral things, but I do an immoral thing and then I go, that was wrong, and I stop. That's the difference. I think to become an immoral bottomless pit, you have to just turn off your conscience
Yeah.
and say, I don't care if this is
You
wrong.
you
This
just
isn't wrong.
you just go to the fourth buffet of the day and scoot your rascal on up and get
Dude,
get straight to the fondue counter.
I am a married woman, but I'm going to have a lesbian affair on the side. Margot did.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Right.
It's not morality. It's this is cool.
Yeah.
And if I ever get called out, I'm just gonna be like, Margot did it. I'm serious. These people probably have that kind of a mentality.
Right.
Like if there's probably some married woman who watched Hunting Wives and went and had some lesbian affair
Yeah.
and is like their
It
husband
was cool
goes,
on TV.
their husband's like, that was lame. And then they're like, well, Margot did it.
But their husband's like, that was lame because that was my boss's wife.
That was my boss's wife. You
Now I'm
could
gonna like lose my
I'm a
job.
bottomless pit too, and that job affords me all of my appetites.
So what's the white pill?
Well, the white pill is
We have to stay tiggered even amongst all of
we have
these
to stay
walkers.
triggered, and we have to make sure that we are um, leading by example.
Exactly.
Because kids, I look at kids. Kids don't listen to words. Kids watch
It's
actions,
true.
and kids lose respect for their parents.
Yeah.
So you gotta maintain self-respect and you have to conduct yourself with self-respect so that people will learn self-respect. Because I think the only way out of being a walker is learn to respect yourself. Because in order to be a walker,
Stand for something.
yeah, you have to have no self-respect to be a walker.
Right.
Because you will just eat what you're fed.
And you stand for nothing.
You stand for nothing, and you'll eat what you're fed.
Right.
And they'll be like, "Go get a pokey, and you can go on a cruise." Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you don't have any self-respect. So I think the white pill is we set the example by having self-respect, by conducting ourselves in accordance with our belief structure and demonstrating that being alive is better than being a walker. I think
Right.
that's what people need to see.
I know it's so much better. I mean, sometimes it is painful because we're living amongst all of these deep, like super stupor walkers. But I would much rather be alive and aware and know what's going on than to just be like roaming aimlessly through life as a zombie walker.
Like
You know what I mean?
when I think about my life, I go, you know what? Circumstantially, temporarily, I might have a little bit of a bummed out attitude just because I got to deal with something and then here and now that's kind of a bummed out. But I have an undercurrent of joy that's always in my life.
Yeah.
That's what separates me. I'm alive and I have joy. I have joy and love and hope. I might be kind of bummed with my current situation. Like I have to wait an hour at Wood Ranch to go eat. That's okay, whatever. I might get Eored for that, but I'm not going to lose that spark and that fire inside of me that's always there. Maybe that's the difference. And you have to demonstrate that to people that that is better. Because right now, I think there's some people that think being a walker is fine.
Yeah.
You have to demonstrate being alive is better.
Or maybe some people are getting really Eored because they're around too many walkers. But I think realizing that the kind of the good thing about it is you know that you're not and you're alive and you're awake and you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's way better.
Yeah, I think so. I think that I don't know. I think being a walker is kind of like being a drug addict. I think you can't just go up to a drug addict and tell them to quit doing drugs. You can't just go up and say, you know what, Firefly, stop smoking pot and drinking monsters. I'm only going to stop smoking pot and drinking monsters when I finally decide that I'm going to stop drinking monsters and smoking pot. I'm not going to do it because somebody else tells me to do it or somebody even admonishes me saying it's bad for you. Doesn't matter. Walkers are only going to wake up when they're ready.
Right.
But I think what we could cause is what if we cause like some kind of a
Revolution.
cataclysmic like ripple effect that ripples through?
This kind of thing does like cause a ripple effect. Like, I think that's why we wanted to start this podcast, right? Because
Yeah.
we were hoping that we would connect with other people that kind of felt the same way about things as we do. And maybe those people, they might be living in some remote area where they don't know a lot of people like them. And maybe listening to us might help them feel like, wow, there's other people out there like that. And, you know, then more people will listen and it does cause a ripple effect.
And I'm convinced that we're reaching a huge audience and not getting credit for it.
Exactly.
And I think that we have become the zeitgeist. And then walkers will join the zeitgeist
Yeah, because
because
they're
walkers are
followers.
followers.
Yeah.
And like we've said, that's kind of a good thing.
It gets
That's
to
kind of a
that
white
tipping
pill
point. Yeah.
because we're going to be the leaders of this new revolution
Yeah.
and we're being shunned. Why are we being shunned? Because they know the culture club knows that we have the spark and the fire, and the walkers are eventually going to want that.
Yeah, eventually there's going to be so many people that are, doing like talking like this that the walkers are just going to like jump on board because it's their natural tendency.
Notice in The Walking Dead, they didn't bring walkers back to life. And I think that's because it was culture clubby.
Mm,
But I think you can bring walkers back to life, especially young walkers.
especially young walkers.
You
Yeah,
can bring them back to life. What I think they'll have to do is see how alive and how on fire and how much joy we have and want that.
exactly.
And then they're going to be like, well, how do you have that? And you say, good, good, good. You have to tune this out. You have to stop being. I think it's all a moral bottomless pit.
And yeah, and maybe just like listening, maybe like to us. I think we talk about these things that are kind of gnarly, but I think we have a kind of a way of discussing these things that it's fun. And I think we're kind of funny sometimes
We're totally
and
funny, and
non-threatening. So maybe
walkers aren't funny.
I think walkers could even listen to us and maybe, who knows, they might kind of go, wait, what?
They go,
What did they say? So even if you have like some walker friends, there might be like a couple of our episodes that they might actually be able to handle and maybe get some information from.
yeah. Well, walkers are not able to go out on a limb and like something that's unpopular
Outside their bubble.
outside their bubble.
Yeah.
That's like no, 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 no. That's too risky.
Yeah.
They might actually incur social consequences for that.
Yeah, their social credit score might be tampered.
When you're going to see it happen is when the tide turns and we become the zeitgeist, and then it benefits them to join us because we're the strong and the
Totally.
powerful.
That's a good point.
So I think that's the key. I think we just need to win this revolution.
Mm-hmm.
The culture club, this is the way I look at it. We're getting stronger and stronger every day, and the culture club is getting weaker and weaker every day.
Totally.
The power is shifting, and the future belongs to us.
Exactly. Even in Deep Walkerville.
Even in Deep Walkerville,
Yeah.
what's going to happen is walkers are going to start coming to us and saying, how do I become a non-walker? Come with me. Come with me. Maybe that's going to be our role. That's why we're here in this town. You ask, why are we here?
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to be the one rehabilitating these people.
Rehabilitating the walkers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because they're going to need somebody to show them how to unstupor
We're going to be
themselves.
their guides out of Walkerville. Totally.
You have anything else?
No, I think that was a good discussion.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was vented.
That was a good.
We vented a little
Yeah,
bit.
we vented a little bit in that rabbit hole. But I think there's probably other people that are living in Deep Walkerville too, in other areas.
Oh, God,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Like you live in Portland, Oregon?
Oh God, that's probably way worse.
Oh my
But
God.
we deliver the white pill, so
And there's people there probably just like you and I who
yeah.
think just like us. And they're
Yep.
like, oh my God, I'm surrounded by these walkers. Be patient. The culture club is losing power. We're gaining power every day. And those walkers,
Be a
they're going to
guide.
come around and they're
Be
going
a
to.
guide.
And you know what the walkers will do? Like, it's like my friend when I was in high school. And he's like, listening to Boys to Men. But then all of a sudden he's like, dude, I like this. And he puts on Nirvana.
Whoa.
And I'm going, there's no way, dude. You don't like Nirvana, bro. You're listening to it because it's popular. You don't identify with Kurt Cobain. If you just listen to freaking Boys to Men, you don't identify.
Or maybe he was listening to Boys to Men because he thought that was popular.
Well, that's what it was. And so all he does is just go, these guys are number one.
Right.
I'm going to listen to this. It's like, dude, no.
Yeah.
But that mentality is going to work in our favor.
Yeah.
Because when we become Nirvana and we're number one, they're going to come and jump on our bandwagon.
Exactly. All right. Well, that was fun.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.